Hello and welcome to Naija's Geeking Out podcast. This is episode 238. And yeah, it's glad to be here, to be back. The regular and punctual. How are you doing?
Regular and punctual.
That makes it a 2 week stretch that Red has been present on the podcast. We hope it beats his previous record. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't know how some people can, sit down there, bold-faced lies, as their, title. But it is what it
So
is.
are you saying I wasn't
know.
regular and punctual today?
So no, I'm just saying that the truth in this
Okay.
day and age is now subjective to everybody's opinion of what is the truth.
It can be aspirational. What he aspires.
Are you saying I wasn't regular and punctual today?
I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
I am not saying anything at all.
Okay.
You
You see, Tunde cannot say anything because we spent 1 hour waiting for him.
1 hour, Abba.
That's true. That's true.
You know, regular and punctual is not a one-day event. It's a consistency thing across multiple periods, across a long period of time.
Okay, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Until I stop being regular and punctual.
Okay. Then yeah, Kex is unfortunately absent today. Work is apparently a lot for him. And after the mistake he made in supplying us wrong information, I mean, it's the PMO, he's supposed to double check this, but it didn't fact check the date that was given last week for the Ibadan Comic Con. So, dereliction of duties, basically.
So we're holding him responsible for that.
Yes, he's not here. He's not here, so he's
not here to defend himself.
So that is So it was his fault actually. Yes.
I'm going to stand up for him. It wasn't his fault.
So, sorry, excuse me. Were you here? Were you here?
I was here.
Were you even here last week?
I was here.
We're talking about Comic Con.
Yeah.
That we got. Okay.
I'm the one that said that we should ask Kuzel Q if he was going to be able to make it and come.
Okay.
So
since TMO, if he was present, he should have.
No. Since Red is standing up for him, my memory now has come back. It was Red's fault. He gave the wrong dates. So listeners, please apologize for Red and Kex mess up. The Comic Con is next week, so we'll be reporting the week. On the podcast next week about it, not this week. Apologies.
Yeah. I mean, you can't blame Red too much. Ojude Oba was this weekend.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
that's what I said last week.
The climbing of horses and everything. And yeah, smoking cigars up and down there. It might have been a lot.
You mean the cosplay central and the animal cruelty show that happens in Ijebu every once a year? Okay.
Why is anybody man so vexing?
So exactly so much hatred for steez. So much hatred.
We are putting the entire culture on our backs, and this man is just attacking it anyhow.
They tried to bring something, but we saw how that went. But let's not like them today.
Let's not go into that. We are representing everybody. We are showcasing our entire culture on the global stage, and anybody, the person here is just there hitting unnecessarily like a Drake fan, but it's okay. Yeah. So this week, what are we talking about?
Yeah. So, this week we're gonna have a kind of a short show, but we have some topics. So I want to talk about Thunderbolt's final box office take. I want to talk about the pre-sales of the two big films we're expecting coming in July. And there's a big, I mentioned there's a trailer that's out, so we can quickly touch on the new trailer that's out. And I think the biggest topic is something that happened in the Black Panther comics last week.
Okay? Yeah. So let's go. What's the trailer you want to talk about? Let's get that out of the way quickly.
Ironheart trailer. The second one dropped again.
We have a new trailer topic. Like, why?
It dropped about, I think, a couple of hours ago. I've seen it. To even tell people that a trailer's dropped, did not even ginger me. It's new content in it, but nothing that changed my mind about what I thought before. I think the trailer kind of more focuses on what the theme of the show is going to be about, the struggle theme. It's all about empowerment. Red gave me that word earlier. Yeah, so the trailer focuses on what I'm guessing is going to be the main theme of the show and the arc that Riri Williams is going to go through in the show, and it's what you could predict if you woke up in the middle of the night. It would be. It is what it is. So yeah, it drops. It's funny. There was a scene at the end that looked so much. What's that TV station, American one that shows young fair? I always forget the name of that channel. No.
Nickelodeon.
So no, it's not Nickelodeon. I don't know what's talking about, but there's a particular channel. It's an American channel, and they'll be shows. And funny enough, they have quite a few superhero type shows aimed at early teens and below. I would say. And so there was a scene at the end of it that reminded me literally of some of those shows. I'm going to remember that TV show as we go along. That channel, it's quite popular.
Okay.
But yeah,
when was this channel operating? Was it in the 20s, in the 60s, 70s, 80s? What generation is this?
No, it was in the Jurassic Age. Right. he was in the Jurassic Age. We used to watch it with me and Freddie Flintstone used to sit there together to watch episodes. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I don't want to be the person that is crapping on this coming new show, but I have no ginger for it at the moment. I hope it surprises me and blows me away, but at the moment, I will watch it. But
I think I think my expectations for this show has been properly calibrated. So I feel like I'm going to enjoy the show because I kind of know what I'm going in for. And if it kind of meets the expectation, I'm going to just enjoy it. So I'm not expecting some god level drama that talks about some things deeply. Like I just expect like some fun time with them kicking us on a small scale level, and maybe some banter here and there.
Okay, before we move on from this, can I just ask one question? And I want everybody just to give their little take on this. And I'm talking about the comics here. The character Ironheart. What's your view? I'll go with Red first.
So when the character was introduced, I tried to read it. I read it. I don't think I've read more than 5 issues of that book. I don't care for it. I couldn't get into it. Not that I hated it, but I just couldn't get into it. It just wasn't my thing, so I just let it go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Today?
She doesn't grab me at all. In the comics, she doesn't grab me at all. I'm like, they try to push her as a replacement Iron Man without a great story to go along with it. She reminds me of, because she came in around the same time we had characters like Spider-Gwen come out, and they could have easily fallen into the same boat. But like the initial introduction of Spider-Gwen, the initial introduction of Kamala Khan, those characters had like strong stories that came out with them that made you go, oh, that's what this character is about. That's why I like this character. That's why this character is unique. But I don't think Riri ever had that. So it's very difficult to care about her.
Yeah, and I had the same feeling, guys. When they created, I think today you might have hit the nail on the head here. I think the motivation behind the creation of this character was not strong. I think it was somebody in editorial that said, "Oh, we need a younger version of Iron Man. Make her female. Go for it." It was not organically grown. Now Bendis was part of this creation, and I know Bendis does do great creations, great characters, and he has a similar character that kind of almost is similar to Riri in DC, and I think he just said, "Oh, okay, I'm just going to clone her a bit So, and I think you can when you read the comics, it comes across, and which is why she never really has a lot of fan support generally. I mean, obviously, I'm sure there's somebody out there who will say this is his favorite character, but yeah, for me, she never grabbed me. I didn't hate her. And to be honest, even the first few issues, I thought, okay, decently read, but the identity of the character was never strong enough. Kamala Khan's identity was very strong from the get go, and Spider-Gwen. Well, I mean, Gwen's had a long history anyway. That she really so. But with her, yeah, I feel nothing. I felt nothing. Still feel nothing. Maybe this show might change that. Who knows?
Yeah, she never had the main character syndrome that most of these characters have. She's like when she shows up in like Champions, I'm like fine with her there. Where she shows up for an issue or so, and I'm like, okay, that's nice. Or she shows up in an event. I think I remember her in one of these long events where the future being destroyed, and she was like the Iron Man there or something. I'm like, yeah, I see you, but like there's no hook. Yeah, there's no hook to her character.
No hook, no depth. In my mind, there's no depth.
Yeah, no hook, no depth to her character. So yeah, it's sad because character design. I like the idea of a black Iron Man, a female black Iron Man. With that, there are a lot of things you can do with that storyline and play around with it. But yeah, it's just not done well. But
So
okay.
So do you think, just one question, so do you think if she has a better story writer, it will be better?
Yeah. You can see that for almost any character.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need somebody. You need somebody to come along and inject. I mean, we've had it with Aquaman. I remember when Aquaman was one of the most dead characters ever. Peter David's run got me really into him. You know, Peter David. So if you get a good writer, there's nothing that's impossible.
Yeah. There's really one that comes with an angle to it that makes it very interesting. Like, for example, and that character I just remembered is Sojourner from Greenland. Yeah. After our initial run with N.K. Jemisin, which was spectacular, other writers have tried to use her and she's been very boring. If our introduction was from those other characters, she would be the same as Ironheart, with people wondering why does this character exist. But because she had a great intro with that particular story, it's like, oh yeah, that's why. But yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I hope, I really hope this show is good because I really like the concept of Riri and I really like the actress playing her. So let's see how that goes.
Okay. Right. Talking about sticking with Marvel.
Yeah.
Thunderbolts is no longer in the cinema.
Yeah. And that's sad.
So what happened?
Like I honestly don't understand it. It's because when it came out, everybody was excited about it. Like, oh wow, Marvel is doing something new. Marvel is back, and critics, everything, but like the audience reception to it has been very terrible. It ended up with 374 million globally.
Yes.
It didn't even beat the 400 million mark. It didn't get close enough to Brave New World, Captain America Brave New World, which it's weird because I think on this podcast, unanimously we called Brave New World a better movie. I mean, we called Thunderbolts a better movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to me, there's no doubt it is a better movie, and I've rewatched Brave New World like last week or so because it's dropped on Disney Plus now. It's I don't understand it. I spoke to Red offline, and I have no explanation as to why the cinema score was good. It's just one of those mysteries of life, I guess. I mean, the online theory is that it lacks name recognition. I don't know if that's really the reason why or not. I don't know, but that's one of the theories going around.
So what baffles me is, so if the movie is limping, then I can understand it. It came out strong. Everybody loved it.
It didn't come out strong.
It didn't come out strong.
His opening numbers were below Brave New World.
What was it?
I think it was slightly below Brave New World.
It opened at 88 million, I think.
Opening for this 74 million.
Yeah, I thought it was 70. I remember 70.
Sure? Yeah, 74 million.
I remember 70 something like that. Yeah, I mean, but I thought it would have legs. You know, when people's reviews were coming in. Yeah, but I thought it would have legs, but it did not have legs.
Yeah, because it came out at 84 million, at 74 million. Brave New World came out at 88 million. And I thought, okay, this one would do better than
Oh,
Brave
you
New World
guys, you guys are talking. You're talking domestic, right? Because I'm talking.
Yeah,
I was
yeah, yeah.
talking-
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Domestic.
okay.
Yeah.
domestic, yeah.
Yeah. To be honest, when they do opening weekend, they generally do domestic.
Domestic.
Domestic
Okay.
products, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's sad. But I remember when we were discussing before this movie came out, I was saying that Brave New World would do better back before we saw any of this movie because of the name recognition of Captain America,
Correct.
and that this guy is a bigger draw than Bucky.
I was pushing that Bucky was a bigger draw
Yeah,
than Sam Wilson, basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's sad to see it play that way because Marvel they've done this before where they get a group of no names and based on their brand, they get a movie to $1 billion. That's how they did for Guardians of the Galaxy.
But I mean, if I was going to counter that, I think maybe at the time of Guardians of the Galaxy, Marvel stock was very, very high. So I guess people gave it a chance, and people were willing. Once word of mouth went around, I guess that linked. I mean, I can't remember exactly how it performed, but I know it came out at a time when Marvel was still up there in everybody's mind.
Yeah.
But right now, Marvel's lost a lot of shine.
Yeah,
if not all the shine.
Yeah, I think it lost all the shine because even the villain was good, was bad. I mean,
so this is a case of like,
it was so bad, it was so good. Yeah,
Marvel has lost stock, so that's the reason why these two movies have performed the way they performed. Marvel's stock has gone down.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, which is sad for one of the biggest drivers of the box office for the past decade or so. That this is how badly in the last few years they've already ruined all their audience expectations for them.
Right. So now that you say that, this kind of leads on very nicely into what I call another conundrum. And the conundrum is we've now FF Fantasy 4 has gone on sale in America.
Yeah.
And the record is broken. I want to be very careful how I say this. It's had the highest one-day opening pre-sales of any film this year.
Yeah.
So I'm not confused. I didn't expect that. I mean, in a way, I'm happy, but I'm puzzled. I didn't expect that because I was worried about FF. That FF now will also perform like Thunderbolts. Will also now perform like Brave New World. So so I'm not sure. It is a real good, and apparently it's tracking for a 1 to 25 opening. Apparently, again, I don't know how they work these numbers out. What are your thoughts about that?
So I'm always very careful when people announce a record that nobody was previously checking and saying it broke this record.
Okay.
Especially when the record is usually couched in qualifiers. I'm always very wary of such records. That it has the biggest first day opening or ticket sold in the first day of opening for this year. I'm like, does that really mean anything?
If you use you will always find it. You always find a record.
Yeah, you can always find the record to
best 1 hour open, best 1 hour sales,
exactly. Like, are we sure the website crashed for the same reasons that these people are saying, or is this just purely a PR stunt just to boost name recognition for this particular movie to get people excited about this movie? So I find that particular record very, very weird because that means they're saying it beat Lilo and Stitch opening weekend, and Lilo has turned out to make over $1 billion.
Yeah, but okay. In a way, I would say let's take it with a pinch of salt what it actually means in long term, because I can honestly see Lilo and Stitch not even having a good pre-sales, but knowing it will make money because kids are not going to go and buy pre-sale. They don't have to rush. I feel like Lilo and Stitch, people will go and they don't have to be the first to watch it. They don't have to be even the first week. They will take their time to watch it. So I can see how a pre-sales number for Lilo and Stitch doesn't necessarily need to correlate in my view. And perversely, maybe it's all the gigs that jumped online for the first day, crashed it. But literally, maybe that first day would be the spike of it, and all the remaining pre-sales would be. Yeah, exactly. So I guess we should not read too much into this.
Yeah,
but
go ahead. So what I was going to say, while we don't read too much into it, I have to say though, they've put a lot of marketing dollars into this.
Have they? Well, for FF?
Yes. Oh, here.
Oh, okay.
They put a lot of marketing dollars. It's everywhere. It's
okay.
You can't avoid it as long as you're watching something on the screen. So we've had, and it's been the season for all the NBA finals, WNBA finals, and whatever.
Right. So
yeah.
So TV sports. You talk about lot of TV sports.
Lots of TV sports. Lots of TV sports. Lots of franchise. Lots of is it Coca-Cola?
See, unfortunately, in the UK, the way I wouldn't say we watch TV. Maybe I should say I watch TV. We're not exposed to.
No. I know it's different. It's different. I know the difference. I've seen both. Yeah. So it's but here it's extreme. It's it's the same with the next one we're going to talk about. The marketing has been pretty much on the nose. You can't avoid it.
Okay, let's. I mean, do you have anything else to say about the FF one? Should we talk about the next one?
No. So the ticket pre-sales, I'm going to discount that because I find that particular topic of conversation being very skeptical. But the box office tracking for 120, is it 120 or 125?
125. 125.
Yeah.
125, yeah.
125 to 135. I find that a bit more credible because generally, while these trackings are sometimes they're completely off due to reaction, but they are usually accurate in terms of judging what a movie makes and how a movie is perceived. If it's above the tracking, it shows it's strong. If it's below the tracking, it shows it's bad. But like this particular range, it shows there's a strong demand for this movie, which is expected. The marketing has been on point. The trailers have been better now. So I'm really excited for that. But now when you compare against, we are doing SuperFantastic. So Superman is tracking way higher than that, about I think 30 to 40 million are higher than that. 157 to 175 million. So it gives us a starting point for where we judge this movie's performance. Now we just have to hope that this movie is good and that the expectations surpasses the the Marvel fatigue that we've seen in the last.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, we're gonna come on to the next movie in a minute, but if you were telling me to put bets on which is good, like hedge my bets, I'll be more certain of the next movie we're going to talk about than the one we're talking about here. But Fantastic Four is the one I really want to succeed. Like, and I think it needs a lot more help. I really want to succeed because
I didn't believe this movie was happening until 3 months ago.
Well, no, same here. I was saying it's a scam.
Yeah,
but it's going to be released in November. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Because the speed of its delivery is incredible. But we are where we are. It looks like it is coming out, and I hope it does well. I'm not confident either way, if I'm being honest now. Even the pre-sales talk today said Thunderbolt's numbers have really hit my confidence levels in terms of what does well, what does not do well for Marvel.
Yeah. Because I'm surprised that for Thunderbolt, I ended up being right in my predictions, because before we saw the movie, because after I saw the movie, I was like, oh, I'm completely off base.
Was your fault.
When I saw the movie, I was so confident in my numbers.
Yes. It's Sunda's fault.
Well, brought his bad belly.
Negativity killed it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we hope SuperFantastic goes well, that both movies actually beat expectations. And because comic books movies have been known to save cinema, so we need cinema needs some saving right now.
Yeah,
I'm going to default to the most base of expectation of explanations. I think for Superman, I think the time is right for that it's coming out, and I think the same might be happening with Fantastic Four. Even though it's Marvel, it's different. And I think I'm hoping it's something different. The time is right, and people will get what they want to re-energize them and start liking movies again. I don't know, or they'll be willing to even give it a chance. Like, what's going to happen this time?
And to be honest, I think I didn't think about this before, but you said it's different. But when you said that, something occurred to me. A lot of people might not even see this as an MCU film.
It doesn't come across as one right now.
Yeah, people will say, "Oh, it's Fantastic Four." I'm talking about the general noobs out there. They might say, "Oh, it's a new reboot." Or it's Fantastic Four.
And something that's occurred to me.
Sorry, today you were.
That Fantastic Four is standalone. Another anchor that might have weighed down Brave New World and Thunderbolts is that they had a lot of baggage. You have to know a lot of things from after Endgame till now, going into those movies that might have discouraged people from watching it in cinemas. But this is like completely standalone.
And TV shows.
No history. Come and watch from beginning. So yeah, we might see more people here.
Correct.
So both of them have that going. Okay. It's a resetting, which we've not had in a while.
Yeah.
For both, So maybe that's why it goes to the time is right then. But like I said, who knows? Time will tell.
Okay.
Box office will tell.
Right. Yeah, box office will tell. So let's get on to the main subject of today's episode. And to be honest, this subject, on a good day, it's not a big subject, but the way the internet has reacted to this, so a comic came out.
Don't even go for the internet. The way we've reacted to it.
Just know that these two guys listening to you are almost tearing pants on this subject, on just this title.
Are you serious?
I've not.
So yeah. I've read it, and so I mean, listeners, you've probably heard this already. There's a comic out there where the new Black Panther is a white guy, and the internet lost its mind. Absolutely lost its mind. And I've seen memes, I've seen podcasts, I've seen people write it, the amount of ink. This comic came out last Wednesday. Yeah. This comic came out last Wednesday. But now I'm going to put this into context, guys. I've read the comic. Yep.
So who's the writer? Let us know.
Christopher Priest is Christopher Priest, and
it's Priest. So he has a lot of credibility.
I know. I wanted that to lean into that and tell us.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it's Priest.
Okay.
And I'm here for Priest. He knows what he's doing. Okay. Generally, yeah. And let's be very clear. This review, I'll make a few points about this review. First of all, this review is literally the last panel of the comic. Mm-hmm. The last panel of the comic is this review.
It depends. It depends on what you say last panel of the comics, because they showed him in the beginning of the comic and there's like
let's calm down from there.
I will explain.
Calm down.
First of all, okay. The next context I will give you guys. This comic, this storyline, the main storyline is set 50 years in the future.
You don't care, but continue.
So I bet nobody told you that.
We know.
You said it before, but
you said it before.
Oh, I said it already. Yeah. What? It's set 50 years in the future.
Okay.
What we get is a jumping in between now, 16 years, and then 50 years. There's an event that happens. They call it the New World. We don't know the details of that event yet. There's something that happened, big deal to Earth, right? So a lot of people are dead. Storm is dead.
And black people become white.
No, nothing like that. And because of this incident, and we see T'Challa, they kind of retread the whole T'Challa Storm history in the beginning of this comic. You guys remember Monica, Black Panther's ex-girlfriend back in the day. You might not remember, but he used to have this American lady that he was in love with, but everybody Wakanda. Yeah, that's the yes. So basically, short summary, this event happens, Storm dies. 16 years, 20 years in the future, they're telling T'Challa, listen, you cannot let the line die. You need to get a son. The fact that Storm is dead is no excuse for you to be mourning for so long. You need to go and remarry. He goes and gets Monica. And marries Monica. Monica has a child. And one of the funny sequences is in Wakanda, there's the whole Wakanda castle. It's like a memorial to Storm, which is annoying Monica because she said, "Do I have to be looking at my your ex-wife?" Just funny story. The comic.
So wait, it goes to marry Monica.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
Yes.
Yes. Let him finish.
So basically, the framing device for this comic is there's a fight. You know the ceremonial new Black Panther fights. That's the framing device. So we keep on going back to that. I'm going away to some background and coming back to that fight. That fight is the one that's set to 50 years in the future. And T'Challa is an old T'Challa fighting his son, which is the son of Monica. But all while this is happening, the son is in the full Black Panther costume. You don't see him. We just see that my son. His name is Ketema or something like that. Ketema, the son of Black Panther and Monica. And then in the end, cut long story short, he wins the fight in the end. I mean, in a weird way, but he wins the fight in the end. And he goes, yes, and they say the new Black Panther, and he whips off his mask.
So,
and he's white.
First of all, Monica is black, right?
Correct.
So this is an adopted son.
We have no idea. Nothing is said.
Because I remember in the comic, they showed them when they were young.
He lived in America for a while, so that was when he dated Monica. Right?
Yes, he did.
No, I mean in the comic, they showed the boy when he was young. I think there was a panel of him in the beginning when he was young.
No, that was T'Challa.
Or is that somebody else?
That was T'Challa and T'Chaka. You mix it. There's a picture of a young T'Challa, and he's talking to his dad.
Oh, okay. So
there's we don't see the kid. We don't see the face of that kid to that very last panel.
So is there any DNA tying him to Wakanda?
It might be. So first.
So and here's my point. Everybody read this comic. Start shouting. We don't even know what this guy is.
We don't.
There's nothing yet. So people are losing their mind.
You're saying there's nothing else. That is enough.
What if it's albino? That's the thought that
it's not albino. It's blue-eyed. It's blue-eyed, blonde hair.
It's not blonde. Albinos albinos can have blue eye. And albinos in Nigeria, their hair is also yellow.
I'm here looking at you.
I'm saying that in the comic, the way it's drawn like Captain America. Facial features.
No, wait. I agree. He's drawn as a white guy. I don't know why he said Captain America, but he's not blonde now, so I don't know why he said that. But he's drawn like a white guy. Let's be very clear. Even though I might be saying, but what I'm saying is, at the moment, there's no context to who this guy is or how he's white. His parents are black, both.
No. That makes it worse.
It's not enough. You have to wait. See, this is why you're reacting to a story and you don't know the story.
This is the reaction the authors set out to give us. So you cannot be blaming for this reaction when they propose to go this story like this.
It's an obvious trigger, and everybody's falling for this obvious trigger. It's to me, it's very sad. I saw that, and I went, okay. I'm waiting for you to explain to me. Yes.
Okay. Forget the obvious trigger. What do you think of the concept? The way people have taken it.
I want to see where it's going. Because the last point, I want to see where it's going.
No, what do you think of the concept? Let's say that is what is happening. Forget that it's not played out. Let's say that is what happens. The way people are taking it to how it happens. What do you think of that concept on face value?
It's on face value. It'd be very interesting. You know why? You know why it'd be very interesting to me.
Why?
It speaks to a lot of the conversations that go on, especially as migrants and people born in different countries. What constitutes somebody being Nigerian? What constitutes somebody being British? What are you doing English? Is it citizenship? Are we talking about ethnicity? There's so many things it touches on, and I want to see how Priest is going to handle this.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Is this guy actually Wakandan by blood? Is he adapted? Is he just born there? Is he just? But I want to see. Yeah, go on.
I have a good explanation for why he's white.
Okay, go on. Yeah,
like my head canon. We know of White Wolf in the comics. He's a white T'Challa's adopted brother. He's a white guy.
Yes.
This can be his son, uncle that T'Challa adopted as his family. So I have that idea. But like the idea of, and I get the issues you're talking about, but the idea of the Black Panther being white, it's vexing. It's triggering, to say the word.
Okay. You know what? I don't know. I can say what's triggering, but you know what makes you laugh? These same people who are triggered by this are happy when Obama became president.
No. There's a difference. Let me first stop you there. We're talking monarchy here.
Okay. Okay. You want to use the guise of democracy, but
no. Yeah, but monarchy. Wait. You're not going to have a black king in Britain.
No, let me finish. There's no monarchy in Wakanda. You forgot that, and they even mention it. There is no monarchy in Wakanda at the moment. It's not. They're now full grown democracy.
It's not even the people that are eligible to fight for the title. Is it not done through a lineage?
Thank you. Yes, you have to be part of the ruling family.
Yes. So, which is royal blood, right? So you're not going to have a British Oni of Ife. You're not going to have a black king of Britain.
No, is it this that you already fall into my trap? We've had a German king for the last 100 years. If not because they excluded this guy, this guy that wants to marry. The
German king. No, we know who they are. We know they changed their names, but they're not black.
But the bottom line is the vexed people. No, so let me tell you, the vexed you are even going to specific. The vexed people are vexing is we don't want a black person. In their mind, Black Panther is the leader of Wakanda. In their mind, and Wakanda is the ideal African state. And the fact that a white guy, that is the trigger.
Yes.
No, see, Dagbo.
Yes.
My trigger is not even based on that. That triggers me a lot. But we already have a problem with the white savior trope.
Yes.
But like it's already a thing, white savior trope / whitewashing. It's already a problem in black media for a long time now.
Yes.
So when you make the Black Panther, which is a symbolic reference of a black struggle movement for a country that is like, the symbol is like, oh, black people succeeded by themselves. They don't need any white influence to become who they are. And then you now place ahead of them a white man. Right. It's why and it's why for the longest time in Black Panther runs, I always have a problem with the Agent Ross. Whenever they show up in Black Panther runs, the two CIA agents that show up to help T'Challa.
Oh yeah.
I always have a problem with those characters.
Something I purposely did not even mention on purpose because I wanted to trigger you the most. Okay. In the battle, it's very clear
that the guy cheated.
It's very clear. Let me cheated. He's a villain.
I know.
It's very clear. So he's not even. And so I mean, I trust Priest. Priest is not an idiot. So I knew there's no way. But obviously, people who don't know Priest might just take it as face value. But even if you read the comic, the way the fight was going, the guy cheated. The guy did something. They even had to warn him. And T'Challa had won the battle and stopped himself from winning the battle.
Yeah.
Because he did not want to harm his son. You know that kind of. And this guy was thinking about it. So they clearly said that there's something wrong with. Oh, so also, and the guy, the guy's also it's weird because it's very political. The guy's also a tool being used by somebody behind him. So there's this, you know the tribes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the democracy in Wakanda, it's caused a lot of issues, and somehow power has now devolved to the tribes. So you've got these priests who represent tribes who are stirring up trouble, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those tribes are the one using this new
Guy.
Black Panther. And you can see them doing it behind the scenes. But that's basically the president comment. But the key question is, how on earth is this guy white if he's the son of Black Panther and the son of Monica? It's beyond me at the moment.
So we'll let you.
My theory is adopted son of White Wolf.
Because but here's my issue. If you're adopted, that means you don't have you are not of you're not of that royal bloodline.
No, remember, White Wolf was adopted.
Yes.
To be T'Challa's brother.
Yeah, but he's never passed the challenge, and Bast has never empowered him. So the lineage, so
it's second generation.
Second generation. Say that again.
I'm saying that if White Wolf is his father, according to my theory, White Wolf.
Yeah, no, but
Ketema is a second generation Wakanda.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, but the lineage that can
depending on who White Wolf married. If White Wolf married to the family,
right. That's what. Yeah. But this guy does not look mixed race at all. That's the issue.
Yeah,
it does not look mixed race at all. So if he doesn't look mixed race, mixed race is black people, at least then you have the bloodline. This guy does not look like he's got even one iota of Wakandan bloodline in him.
But let's go back to face value, because I think that's where the more interesting conversation is happening around, because of where everybody is focused on the global level. Like, we can't have a white Black Panther.
Yes.
Yeah. Red, I know you are absolutely against white Black Panther.
Completely.
But is there a white character that you feel cannot be black?
What cannot be black?
Oh no! Yeah. Okay, he's trying to bait me into the other.
I think there's many. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want to see any Black Panther being white. Let's be very clear. It's the reaction of people to a last panel that's
to this question.
I'm taking it as face value as to why the conversation is happening right now.
Oh yeah, okay, fine, okay. Yeah, to me, 100%. If I said this, you're gonna laugh. I'm not even gonna pick the normal ones like your Superman and stuff like that.
He's talking about Hendo.
Yeah, I never up to now I never agree with Hendo being black.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yes, so I they did that. If you make Tarzan black, it makes no sense to me. When they wanted to make Iron Fist Asian, it made no sense to me either. Because people are saying, to me, it's almost like reverse mockery of yourself. Because Iron Fist is a top martial artist who trained in Asia, he has to be Asian. But if I tell you that all Asians sabi Kung Fu, you get vexed. There was Shang-Chi, who to me is number one martial artist. Iron Fist's whole story was he's a fish out of water. He's not, why you not make him Asian just because? So to me, the set characters I would not make white. Say white characters that I would not make a different race. Personally.
Okay, that's one. Is there any? Let me put it this way now. Is there any mantle that you feel is white and should stay white? Like Iron Man is passing from a white man to a black woman.
That's a suit. Anybody can wear that suit. It has no ties to.
Are there any characters like that have in fiction that have those kinds of mantles that you feel should be respected?
Yes. What I would say White Tiger.
White Tiger.
Yes, because from my understanding of that mystic element, it's an Ayala thing.
It's a Mayan thing. Okay.
I got one that would trigger you.
Which one?
Captain Britain.
Captain Britain. If they make him black,
you'll be triggered.
No. That is a character I think should never be anything other than white. But they've done that because one of the descendants married an Indian, so not black. They didn't make him black. There's a female
Braddock
character. She's obviously there was some intermarriage, so she was. I guess I say she's Indian. She's not Indian. She's mixed race.
Yeah,
but half of her lineage is from the Braddocks.
Yeah, but so if they make Captain Britain black, it would be unacceptable. You won't like it.
No, he won't.
Not full black. No, it makes no sense to me.
No, not full black, but like second generation black man that grew up in London.
That will allow it, because then you are British. That will allow. Yeah. Yes.
Any characters you feel like, just based on skin color, should not be this character?
No, not skin color. So for me, that we know, because what skin color?
I do have one.
Okay, I have fire.
Uncle Sam.
Who?
Uncle Sam. I know,
but you know, weirdly enough, I've seen black versions of Uncle Sam.
Yeah, no, Black Uncle Sam was what Kendrick did for the Super Bowl. But like,
I've seen in print. I've actually seen comics as well. Yeah. See, Uncle Sam to me is an ideology. It's a character that existed in real life, i.e., a fictional character that was used for a purpose to recruit. So it's not like a fictional. Well, it's a fictional. It's a weird one. It's like comics took something that was fictional, but that existed. We know what it looked like.
It was an inspiration.
Yeah.
Yes. So that would be weird to me.
Yeah.
Because in the 1940s, the recruiting image so that they would never be black. It has to. It's almost integral to the whole purpose of its existence. So that one I agree. That's a good shout. I think that's a good shout. It would be logical. Now, in irony, like what Kendrick did, I can see, in ironic terms, I get that.
Yeah.
Kind of get that, but yeah. But if you're saying true to the spirit, an actual Uncle Sam, yeah, it have to be. It has to be white. To
establish this now, we can't think of any white characters that should be black. But we can think of so many racially influenced characters that.
Say that again. You can't think of any white characters that should be black.
Yeah, apart from Uncle Sam, I can't think of any other one. That
shouldn't be black.
That shouldn't be another race.
Black. Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
That shouldn't be another race.
Yeah.
But if we say this thing for any other race, or this thing like White Tiger, for example, I would frown if White Tiger is a black guy, is a white guy. I would frown if what's it called?
Because and the reason is because we've got this being a bonnet because we've been subjected too many times to the reverse happening, and when we've not got as many as they have. So when we have one, we don't want to lose it again. I understand why people think that way, but I always fall into this trap. I'm almost a guy who thinks logic. I'm not very emphatic, and I can see it, but okay, it's almost like, well, if you're saying that, you have to allow the reverse, and that's where it becomes touchy. It becomes a touchy subject. I always say to this: can you foresee even forget race? Even in real life, can you foresee a white Nigerian president?
I would vote for.
No, let's bring it to the real world.
So, real world.
Before you two talk, if I say this anywhere in Nigeria, I think chop slap.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think chop slap.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
But those people that slapped me would once change loudest for Obama.
Yeah.
And they'll
check.
There's
no difference.
There's a big difference. What's
the difference? What's the difference? Numbers.
Obama
is it numbers?
Obama better than history. Not just himself.
Let me tell Doc what the difference.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in Nigeria, you've not had 400 years of white people integrated into the system. In South Africa, you've had white people integrated into the system for 300 plus years. They can be presidents and they share power.
Okay. Sorry.
The UK,
Okay, can I stop you before you go forward? What about UK? No, I want to. What about UK?
Yes.
How many years have blacks been in UK integrated?
No,
yeah, but
not long at all.
No, see, UK, we have Kemi.
As
much as we don't like her.
Exactly.
You have Kemi there.
As much as we don't like him. These are people at the highest levels of power, and it's normal.
Yeah, no, that's my point. To me, the only difference is not years, it's numbers. Kemi literally came to England within the last God knows how many years.
Yeah.
She's not integrated. She's not integrated.
Kemi is not integrated, but what she's representing has been integrated for hundreds of years.
Sorry.
It's not like
hundreds of years in the UK. Please,
no. Okay, not
don't go there. You literally have.
Maybe
I want to get this number right.
Maybe 110.
You have a country where blacks are maybe 1% or maybe 1 or 2% of the whole country.
See, I'm saying that blacks have been part of the country for a very long time. So whether Kemi is new or not, what makes her?
Wait. How long have whites been part of Nigeria?
We don't have them in sensible populations.
We don't have them.
Sorry, I've gone back to the same question. It's a numbers game. It's not nothing to do. It's not. Yeah, they've been there the same years as us. It's purely numbers. Whites came to Nigeria before blacks went to. Before Nigerians went to UK.
But they didn't stay. They went back. The blacks didn't come back.
So I'll give you an example. We had
some stay now. Some
came to Nigeria that lived their entire life in Nigeria, that had children and
yes.
So if you tell me one of their kids, one of those kids is running for president in Nigeria, and he has the best portfolio. Person.
Don't talk about you. I don't care about you. I'm talking about the reaction.
You are a very, very small.
I'm a small, but if it's
very small.
Why Nigeria is different is because that Nigeria still has even problems with race. Not even. I mean,
not
problems
with tribe. Yeah.
Tribes. Not even talking about.
Yeah, but you're making it. You see, that's excuse now. Everybody has a problem with race. Everybody has a problem with race. So far, that's different from every other country.
Tunde is getting cancelled today. I'm getting cancelled today. That was the only one who's going to survive this is integration kumbaya thing. But
I think it's a dicey subject, but
okay. Can we admit? I think Tunde's already admitted that Prince was very clever to do this.
No, I actually disagree.
Okay.
I would see.
Okay.
By doing this, it makes the conversation black and white.
I'll wait.
But
I'll wait to see where it's going. If
you had made the kid a mixed kid,
it
would be a lot more interesting.
But we don't know.
But we
don't know the identity yet. We don't know.
If you made a mixed kid, it would be almost be a non-issue. Because mixed kids, they treat them as black people. It would be a non-issue. We have seen Dora Milaje that are clearly mixed race now. Clearly mixed race.
Oh, okay. We
already. So why would I be
Who?
The one that got killed in the first Black Panther. That one, she looked well. And that's another issue because her hair was shaved. There are some black people in Nigeria that are lighter than white people. So you couldn't even tell.
Okay,
I
will give you this. Fair enough. It forces this conversation of the reverse.
Yes.
Of what people have been
like.
When I saw that, I said that what was going for the reverse of, because people have always been championing that let black people let black people be the flash, let black people be this, let black people be that. This forces the reverse that if black person can be this, why can't a white person be this? But I get that. But if you had used some other character, like not a character so steeped in history,
not a character whose mantle is based on lineage.
Okay, so let me, for the sake of our clips, I'm going to ask you a direct question. Red.
Yes, sir.
Should Black Panther ever be a white person?
No.
Is
You
there
said that
any
I
factors
said
where you might consider it?
if
So it's a flat no. There's no ifs, buts. Okay.
And if any other factors, if I might consider it, probably not. No.
Yes. I'm just wondering. Okay.
Then I have to
Today,
put
Black
qualifiers
Panther.
there. Yeah. But you're refusing to let me do that.
What you want? Oh no, you can't. Okay, put a qualifier.
Okay, so if
I will like a qualifier.
If it's married to the white person and the child comes out with a dominant, if the white genes are dominant and more blue-eyed than black, then yes.
Still black.
One drop rule.
So as long as you're aware, yeah. So you are okay if it's a one drop rule. So this guy, for all intents and purposes, is blonde, blue-eyed, white, but has
as long as the
some DNA.
Yes, that's my own thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Tunde, same question to you. Can Black Panther ever be a white person?
I would be fine with Red's condition, but I think that's a cop-out from what you're going at. I think that's a good cop-out. But
Okay.
The real question is, can Black Panther be a white person?
Okay, shoot. Okay, let's just shoot.
Black Panther be a white person. I'm like, no.
Thank you.
Just
Dapo, for you, Dapo. Now, for you to answer that for you.
Dapo, I can think of a good answer for why it can be. But my reaction is just no. I don't want.
Right. So that's what everything I've just said before. For me, it's a flat no. Black Panther is never white. It's a flat no.
Okay.
I for historical purposes, for a short while, where you want to cause controversy, I can see why you do it. But a long-term Black Panther that's white, so that, mate. Hey, I'm not on board on that at all.
I can read a great story about a poor white family that immigrated to Wakanda, that settled, and this kid struggles and rises, goes through trials, becomes part of the culture, and blah, 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 blah. He rises to the highest levels of power, and he becomes the Black Panther. But yeah, it will make for a very interesting story, but no, I don't want. Flat out no against this. So, and I think that is what King Chris is going for in the reaction, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to next year. I want to understand who this guy is. By the way, based on, because we're in Naija Geeking podcast, the very first page, they reference Ironheart Body, which I loved.
Hell, yeah.
You know what I mean by Ironheart Body, right?
Hell,
yeah.
You know what the phrase? Hell, yeah, correct. Yeah. But they call it Ironheart Body. So I like that.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. So Christopher Priest.
You've asked a difficult question that people don't want to ever face. It's a question about about how people are reacting to whitewashing characters, about mantles, about how the real history of Black Panther ties to Black people in general, and why this particular thing might be. Yeah. So I recognize his.
I mean, it go. Yeah, but I guess it goes back towards. I think you get one of the very best examples of Uncle Sam. Some characters' very existence is tied to their race. Why they even exist?
Yeah,
is tied to their race, and it should remain that way, in my view. There's some characters that people were not. They're already actually not tied to the race, but people have associated with a particular race for so long that they also struggle. So, to me, that's where people like Superman fall into that camp.
But we've had Black
Storm. Where's it in like the original one?
But we've had Black Storm.
Yeah, you've had Calvin Elvis. You have Azot. But I'm talking about Kal-El, Clark Kent. Yeah, it's to me it's the Peter Parker Miles Morales debate. I'm fine with Miles Morales.
Yeah,
but to me, I don't see a Black Peter Parker.
Okay.
That's how I kind of see the
So
differences.
that's how you can handle.
No, but this is how. But what you're saying is, even for the history of the character, if Black Panther was a random white American hero that wasn't tied, like it would be like
It's
Spider-Man.
like
It would be like Spider-Man.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. There's a different level between what I think is a Black Panther. The Black Panther itself, even T'Challa is tied to Wakanda. The whole concept of Black Panther itself is tied to the race and nationality of being Wakanda, and actually in this black country.
Yeah.
Peter Parker is white because he's been white since the dot. He was created by, and yes, technically his race is not. You can say his race is not part of his identity to the way it is for Black Panther. But I would still prefer Peter Panther to always be white and give me my Miles Morales if you're going to do, a different version of it. I've never been a fan of whitewashing. Heimdall, as much as I loved Idris Elba in that role, and he made me kind of get over that issue before, I would never have done that personally.
Fair enough. But yeah, that's what we live in. Guys, let us know.
Yeah, okay. Would you like to see Sean go in comics that is white or Chinese?
We already have white Shango.
Thor.
So just like that, yeah.
White Shango.
Yeah.
Don't
so yeah. White, yeah, but they did to Heimdall and yeah. Okay, cool. All right, guys, that's our very controversial. I hope that after this episode we will still be allowed on air.
because you're going to take those are answers and you're going to
put it out of context.
Blast them out
there. I'm going to ask our editor to clip Red making the very strong statements.
No, you said context. You were like stop that. So put that one in there.
All right, guys. I think we'll keep it nice and short for this episode. Say your goodbyes.
Goodbye, guys, and really let us know your thoughts on this. Should Black Panther be white? No, can Black Panther be white? In what scenarios would you be okay with Black Panther?
Well, Red.
Well, bye, guys.
Well, good night. Rate, like, subscribe, and answer the question where you can.
Thanks again, my listeners, for listening, and we will see you later.